Welcome to the Echo Tips podcast. It's good to have you here with us for episode number 40. In particular, this theme or topic of this tip is going to be dealing with hardware. In other words, new Amazon gear and hardware from the Echo product line. So we'll be talking about that. Until then, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by the New Vision program at Goodwill. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission services help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. All right, well, welcome back. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to be dealing with different hardware configurations that are available now with the Amazon Echo, especially in Season 2. There's been some new equipment that's been coming out, and we haven't really had a chance to go over it. If you're new to the podcast, let me just briefly introduce myself. My name is David Ward. I'm an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill here in the Roanoke Valley, based in Southwest Virginia. So, about the hardware configurations for the Amazon Echo. So, let me briefly go over that. We probably don't need to mute the microphone for this one, so I'll just be kind of extra careful so I don't trigger your Echo at home. But first, let's start off with the original Pringle can. The original Pringle can was, I describe it that way because it's kind of the way it looked. It was kind of a tall Pringle can shaped round tube cylinder thing, was the Echo. That has been retired and kind of shrunk into the second generation model, which kind of has more of a cloth exterior, and you can even order it in different colors, and is substantially cheaper. The original Amazon Echo was about $180, $179. The new Echo is regularly $99, assuming there isn't a sale going on. And you can get in those different colors and configurations. The other Echo, which is probably the most commonly known, is called the Amazon Echo Dot. It's kind of hockey puck shaped. It's still round like cylinder, but it's much shorter, like a hockey puck size. And there's been 3 different editions of that one: the first generation, second generation, and the third generation. First and second primarily look very similar. The third generation, though, has a lot of different cloth outlays on the side, so you can get different colors and stuff that match the decor of your home. And I honestly haven't worked with one of those yet. I mostly work with first and second generation, but the new one's out as well. Now, the third slot I'm going to mention is called the Echo Dot for Kids. So there's a specific one that's really designed with kids in mind. I think it's predominantly the same. It might have a different color set that you can do, and it might have like a rugged thing. You'd have to look at the listing to get more details. But out of the box, it's a little more geared towards family-oriented stuff. Certain features like buying might be locked out automatically, and there's usually you can look at the listing. It's usually connected to like an audiobook feature set for kids that might want to listen to stories at night and go to bed with stories and things like that. So there is that feature. I'm not sure if that unit is using the third generation hardware that I just outlined, or if it's still using the second generation. I'm not too sure, but if that was a concern, you might want to burrow into it. Another device, and we did place a couple of these with people during our grant last year, is called the Amazon Tap, or Echo Tap you might call. But anyway, it had a button, and the original reason it was called the Tap is you had to tap the button. You couldn't just say her name for her to wake up and give her a command. But there's been adjustments in the settings now that you can do that, where you can just verbally invoke her. But the Tap was geared to be more portable. It had a built-in battery pack, and you could take it outside with you on the porch or different things like that. There was also the Echo Plus. That one's geared more towards home automation. If you want to control your blinds and do a lot of nifty stuff, you need one that's a little more high powered that can do that and work with certain companies' hardware. So you'd want to make sure your blinds are compatible or whatever you're buying. The Echo Show is an Echo that has a screen on it. There's been 2 editions of that, the first generation and the second generation we're on now. The screen on the second generation's got steadily a little bigger. And with the screen, you get some certain features, like you can have pictures come across it, you can do video conferencing, you can play TV shows or things like that from Amazon. Some basic things like that. There's a smaller thing called the Echo Spot, which has kind of a round screen. It's kind of designed as kind of an alarm clock, bedside clock replacement kind of thing. And it does pretty much all the same things the Amazon Echo Show does. It just has a tinier screen. There's a few more things. This one is just about to be released, the Echo Auto, where you can put one in your car and you can voice command things in your car. So like play some music or whatever. There's the Echo Input. I'd never heard about this one until I looked it up. This is one where you can basically turn a stereo or a powered speaker, any kind of speaker, into an Echo as well. So it gives you that versatility and make it a smart speaker. So that's the Echo Input. There's also an Echo Subwoofer, which has the verbal capacity, and I think is pretty self-explanatory. It's a subwoofer. The Echo Link. This is kind of interesting if you have your own stereo set up. You can it's kind of like a switching thing, so you can verbally command with the Echo, switch to my vinyl player or whatever, switch to my cassette deck, whatever. You could switch kind of inputs around. There's a version of that has a built-in amp, so you could pretty much use it like a stereo. And then lastly, this was an interesting device, the Echo Look, which has a built-in camera. It was designed to help you figure out clothes that match your style or things like that. You could take a picture of yourself and it would recommend clothes on Amazon. And then lastly, there's accessories, like the Echo Connect, which allows you to do phone calling and stuff. And we're going to be getting into devices in our next episode. So in our next episode, just to kind of touch on, we'll be dealing with compatible devices, things like microwaves, smart plugs, things like these, and how those might particularly be useful if you have a disability or a visual impairment like I do, but really could be powerful for anybody to use, to be honest. Well, until then, I thank you for listening. I'm David Ward signing off for the New Vision program, and we truly thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. In conclusion, let me tell you a thing or two. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and it is also made possible in part by a grant from Community Foundation serving Western Virginia. And there's more. We're also grateful for the kind use of WVTF Studios. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments living in Southwest Virginia. For more information, check out our website at goodwillvalleys.com/newvision, with no spaces. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving the New River, Roanoke, and Shenandoah Valleys of Virginia. Goodwill's mission programs help individuals with disabilities and disadvantages to get back to work and gain greater independence. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Thanks for listening.